Hey guys, Bazzy back here. Today we have episode 11 of our Calgary Flames franchise mode here in NHL 24. And today's episode will be covering the draft, the re-sign stage, and free agency. Unfortunately, last year we were eliminated in the first round of the playoffs. It was our first playoff appearance to date, losing to the Seattle Kraken, who actually went all the way to the Stanley Cup Finals. They unfortunately lost to the Tampa Bay Lightning. So it was a good year. It was a building year for us, but we still have some work to do as we head into the NHL entry draft. So I was talking about moving up potentially in the last episode, and I think I do want to for one of these two Finnish defensemen. I don't know for sure, but I'm pretty sure that both these guys are going to be medium elite out of the draft. I think they're kind of those guys that you find later on that EA makes up. And I'm leaning more toward Markkanen here. He's got so many A's across the board. He could be offensive. I'm going to say probably more two-way if I had to guess. It's not fully uncovered. But if he's going at 17, we have a pick around 22. And there's really not much else out here other than medium top 6 guys. So I'd rather take a risk, trade up a couple of spots, and then go for one of those defensemen. So let's go into the draft and see what we can do here. So the St. Louis Blues will be having the first pick, and obviously they will be taking Gavin McKenna here, their next franchise player. I think we could probably look at like Florida here at 15 to trade up with. What would it take to get this done here with Florida? So obviously we give them 22. We just do like a fourth. I don't know if that's going to be enough or not. And wow, James Hagen's there. I just saw he's up to medium franchise. Wow, that's awesome to see. He is going to be our full-time second line center as of next season. No other too crazy growth here outside of that, but I'll take a medium franchise player just like that. So let's try this trade here. First and a fourth, move up, 7 picks. Do say no. What else can we do? Actually, let's throw that. Do we want to do a third? Let's throw that fourth back on. Let's go and just throw one of our younger guys. Like, who else do we have here that we don't really want? Maybe a Yanni Yermo. He's 24. I know we just signed him. If it gets it to go through, like, he's probably not going to play. Trade accepted. There you go. So it's not the worst cost to move up 7 spots. I'll do that every day. Let's go to 15th. And see what else we have here. So yeah, McKenna did go first. You have the 2 made up guys by EA here going at 2nd and 3rd. Rest of them are guys that I added in myself. They are real life prospects. Montoya actually is made up as well there. Only a high top 6. I was thinking he might be medium elite, but I guess that is not the case. So let's go make our pick here. So it has to be Markkanen, I think. Like, Laxo, I think he's going to be good. I think he might be a few overall points less. Like, the A minuses across the board, you just can't pass that up. I think we're going to go Nico Markkanen here with 15. He is 80 overall medium elite out of the draft. That is exactly what we wanted to see. So he is going to definitely be playing with us as of next season, 100%. Already plan on moving Dickinson up, and then he'll probably go on the 3rd pair for his rookie year. Let's see where Laxo goes here. It's fallen a bit. So 80 overall as well. It's actually a really good player as well. Defensive defenseman as we were thinking. Yeah, both very good players here. So couldn't have gone wrong either way, but I like the guy that we got. So here at 49, what do we have on the board? I don't really have anyone pinned. Scouts didn't do a great job. Kovalev could be okay. Outside of that, I don't see anything too crazy. No guaranteed elites. Not even any guaranteed low elites, which sucks. 3 bars, but what else do we have here? Wolski medium top 6 guaranteed. Supposed to go pretty soon. Whoa, that's a lot of A's. NHL ready? He might have a gold X factor. Tiny Wolski, let's go for this guy. He's 80 overall? What? In the 2nd round? 49th overall? That's insane. This guy's going to be really good. He might even make the team right out of camp. Wow, I was not expecting him to be that good. You normally don't find guys in the 80 overall range in the 2nd round. That's actually insane. Wow. Well, let's keep going on with this draft. Already have 2 absolute stud picks here early on. Let's go with this guy. He might be medium elite, probably not, but it's around that range where it could be. medium top 7, so yeah, it's not the end of the world. Again, we already have 2 great picks out of this draft that are probably entering the NHL lineup right away, so what do we have here when it comes to goaltending? I wouldn't mind getting another good goaltending prospect. Pettersson, it's just not much here. Khudobin, he's an overager. Didn't put up the best numbers either. Scouting really let us down when it came to goaltending. A lot of unknown. So maybe we'll stick with not picking a goalie for now. Schnevsky, what else do we have here? Nothing's really standing out. Goldman, guaranteed low 6. Not horrible. Why not? Only a couple of picks here left, and I think we'll take that 3-bar low elite guy with our last pick. So one more pick here at least of guys that anyone that stands out we can take here. Not really seeing too much. Thought we got better scouts. They're not great. Gainey could be medium elite. It's not going to be medium bottom 6. Just not much out here this year, unfortunately, at least when it comes to the depth of the draft. And then let's go with our last pick. We'll get that 3-bar low elite guy. He's low top 6. It's alright. It's not bad for the 7th round anyway. That'll do it for this NHL entry draft. 2 stud, incredible picks in the first round. Outside of that, it did fall off, but that is okay. So now let's move on into the re-sign stage. Let me take care of the coaches and scouts. I will be right back. So that's all taken care of now. We actually do need another NHL head coach, but we'll save that for free agency. When it comes to who do we want to sign here, I was looking at this actually before I came back to you guys. I do want to sign Laine. There's a couple of reasons for that. He's super cheap, and he's a guy that can sim really good. He also has the ability to play center and left wing, which is huge for us. So if we can get Laine at like 3.650, I'm going to do that in a heartbeat. It will mean trading Calgary, but that'll be later on. A couple of these guys that we are going to be releasing here, it's just more or less our bottom 6 and our depth players from last year. Again, we just don't really need any of these guys. We'll find better ones in free agency. Bernie, we could probably keep him for the AHL, but we're going to have a lot of those 2-way contracts that we're going to end up having to sign. Is really almost everyone on this list here is going to end up getting released. There's only like 1 or 2. McMorrow down there, will definitely sign him. But outside of that, there's really not too much here when it comes to the re-sign side of things. And McMorrow gets his ELC. So then going to goaltenders. Dustin Wolf's the big one. Let's look at backs here first. He had pretty good numbers there in the US league there. Definitely give him his ELC. We'll be backing up likely in the AHL this year. Joey Decord, get that guy out of here. We definitely need a new backup. Can stay as AHL starter there. And then Dustin Wolf. What's he want now? He's down at 86. It's not great, but I think he can rebound. Now the thing is, do we go long term? It's not horrible. It just, do you want to pay a goalie that much? I'd be comfortable maybe around that 7.5-ish mark. It's a movable contract. It's not the worst. Let's go 7.5 by 8. Let's see what he says to that. I still think he can get up to that 88, 89 overall range and be pretty good for us. So Laine accepts, that's huge. 3.6 for an 85, that's awesome. Wolf says no. That sucks. We'll take care of that in free agency. McMorrow, Bernie. Outside of that, everyone said yes, so we'll just qualify Dustin Wolf for now, and we'll take care of that at July 1st. So that really is everything we had to do in the re-sign side of things. It really wasn't too bad this year, so let's get to free agency. I already kind of have like more or less a mock of what the team is going to look like, and we really don't need that much. Maybe one defenseman, a couple of bottom 6 players for the wingers. I want to get more veteran guys, and a backup goalie. Outside of that, we're really not looking for that much. So one thing we have to do here, unfortunately, is move out Kadri. Fortunately, just not a spot for him, as he was third line center really for this year, and that's going to be filled going into next year, giving the duty to younger guys. Still 85 overall, but he will likely start dropping off pretty soon. What do we have offers wise for him? 2nd and a 3rd. Ideally, I want to send him out to the East. Don't want to really be dealing with him if we're in the playoffs. Haps 2nd and a 3rd. That's not bad. Rangers. I wouldn't mind just sending him to the Rangers. It's a team, I think, even if he had no trade clause, whatever, I think he'd probably accept going to New York. So let's take a 2nd and a 3rd from the Rangers for Nazem Kadri. Thank you for your service. You will go and play in New York now. So that is one thing done. Let's go to extensions for next year. I always like to do that before we get into free agency, see what's coming up and what kind of money we have to give out. So Connor Zary, he's been our first line center. I want to commit to him now because he's going to be playing with a lot of really good guys. He's getting that first line ice time. Like, is it crazy to go 7.85 for? He has the high top 6 potential, 86. I think we can still probably move it if it doesn't work out. That's a tough one. Let's go 7.75. He takes it, he takes it. We will see. Peltier, not totally sold on him. At least he doesn't want too much. Let's go like 3 years, 3.5. Very reasonable for an 85 again. He can play that third line spot. He can move up if needed. Poirier, what do you want? That seems a little bit much for me right now. We'll wait on Poirier. Anyone else there? Hanzik. Honestly, he could be a guy battling for bottom 6 minutes, so just give him a 2-year extension for now. And then, I believe lastly, let's just go to Wolf and see what he wants now that it's July 1st. So 8 years, seems like it's gone up a little bit. I don't feel comfortable going that much. Maybe we would do like a 6-year deal. Only 1 year left to RFA. So we're buying 5 years. I feel a little bit more comfortable with that. Maybe if you do like a 7.15, 7.25. I think that's a really good contract for him. Again, I think he still can bounce back. Let's go 6 years, 7.25 and see what he says. So now that we went through all of that, I think we can finally go into free agency here and see what is available. So looking at everything here, and it doesn't really look like there's any superstars. 88 is the best free agent. That's definitely a weaker class. And goaltending wise, yeah, nothing really. Wolf is the best out there. So let's look for a backup here while we are here. Husso could be okay. Not overly sold. Alright, Decor definitely not. Stolers. Nedeljkovic. Played in the AHL. Again, it's not horrible. We could bring back Markstrom, that'd be funny. Alright, numbers in Ottawa. It definitely has been a fall off of recent. Outside of that, I don't know, what else do we have? Like Stolars. No, that's not good numbers for Stolars. Honestly, let's just maybe go to Nedeljkovic. We'll give him a 1-year deal. 900k, if it works out it does. If it doesn't, we will find somebody else via trade. And then really I just need more or less 2 bottom 6 guys, defensemen. Like, I don't know if we really need a defenseman now that we have Markkanen. I just don't want to sign someone to sign someone. Lafferty, 84. Yeah, he's not great defensively. I think we can do a little bit better. He's a guy I have been looking at on and off, but let's just sort by defensive stats here and see who is out there. Go forward, and we will go UFA as well on there. So who can fit the bottom 6 really good? So Dickinson, I really like that fit. I think he can be left wing on that 4th line. Just go 1 year, 2 mil. We can always replace if needed or re-sign. Ooh, Anders Lee. He's 35. He's a vet. Ended up leaving the Islanders. I don't mind that. Chari, he's a good physical guy. Honestly, I think Lee. Maybe we just go like 1 year. Give you like 4.25. Do you want to come and be a vet on this team? 4th line. Still get your PK time and all that. Let's try that. What else do we have to do here? Let's just look for potential. What's out there? First up, Laterno's out there? What? Who let him go? 72. The Sharks. I feel that's a little too cheese signing him. I know we're allowed to more or less sign 1 prospect, but that's just too much. And Adam Juracek? What? How is he getting a free agency? The Sharks again. San Jose, what are you doing? That's just, yeah, I can't sign either of those guys. I wouldn't feel good about that. I'll let the computer battle it out. It's what it is. Defensively, honestly, prospect-wise, maybe we go for Masters. He's probably one of the better ones here. And it's not much, like, not a big steal. Just go 2 years, 900k on him. Don't need him, but he'll fill out the AHL team. It's not the end of the world. Then one last thing I wanted to do here, just look at coaches. So like I said, we have a pretty good A-rated head coach, A+ teaching, offense, defense, everything like that, but he just hasn't really got the job done as well as I think he should have, as well as his scheme fit's not great. So let's just demote him to associate for the moment and see what we have out there. It's only 4 A-rated guys. 58 team fit percent, 53, 43. Ooh, 69. That's a good percentage. He's A-rated still. Not as great of teacher, but if he fits the team better, I'm definitely willing to give him a shot for sure. Let's lock this guy up. Let's just go like 8 years and just go like the max 10 million bucks or whatever. Like, hopefully it works. And if it doesn't, we still have the other coach as a backup as the associates. So as we go and yeah, give him 10 million bucks, 8 years. Let's see what everybody says here. So now that that's done, I think we're good to finally start simulating and see who is going to be accepting our offers. So let's just go day by day here. Sanheim was tempted by it, but just no room on defense, unfortunately, at the moment. There we go. We got our head coach. So that should be a big increase to us right there. Dickinson, good fourth line guy. Ned, there's the backup. Masters, that's AHL. Hanzik, AHL. And who else do we waiting on here? Connor Zary, there we go. That's a huge extension for our first line center. I think that'll age pretty good. Peltier also as well, 3 years. Lee signs on as our fourth liner. That's awesome. Who else are we waiting on? Dustin Wolf, there you go. Gets his 6-year extension. Beautiful. So everyone here's saying yes to us. One thing here actually I think we'll have to do is sign a bit of a cap whale. Just don't want our contracts to be artificially all messed up here. So who are we going to give a lot of money to here? Sammy Blais. Why not? You can be a guy who will play in the AHL. You actually have some decent physicality stats to yourself as well. Let's just load him up here with 6-7 million bucks. We'll make sure that our team is not under the salary cap here, as losing that Calgary cap hit will put us in that position. So yeah, $7, there you go. You will be set for a long time there now, Sammy Blais. And then I just wanted to sign our two guys here to their ELCs, Markkanen and Wolski, as I do think both of these guys are gonna have a place on this roster. At least they're gonna get a chance. They're gonna get their 9-game trial, and then I guess we'll kind of just assess from there. So the only thing I'm gonna do here is sign a couple of more guys just to be two-way forward depth for the AHL, but I'll take care of that all off screen. So I'll meet back with you guys at the preseason. So now that we are at the preseason and lines are set, this is what we are looking like here for this next season. Coronado, Zary, and Rantanen will be our first line to start things out. Laine, Higgins, and Huberto will be our second. And actually, I'd probably switch those two. Tisha Ginla finally will be making his NHL debut along with Wolski and Peltier. Wolski is going to be centering just because he has better face-offs, and Ginla at 79 compared to 72. And then our fourth line of Dickinson, Backlund, and Lee, just a very good veteran line there. Then defensively, Uyghur and Anderson, Poirier and Dickinson will be our second pair, and Markkanen and Brandstrom will be the third. The issue with Brandstrom is I might have to trade him because Bruce is more or less ready to go. He's 79 at 21. I want to get him in the NHL, and you know, Brandstrom doesn't really have a ton of a future here, so we'll see. And then Dustin Wolf with his new extension back up to an 88 overall, so love to see that. Scratchers with Cherevsky and Solovyov. And yeah, that's more or less what the team is looking like here. I think we're going to have a very good season here. Let's just go through the preseason quick. Is there anyone we want to really face off against here? Maybe honestly the Kraken. Just go and see them. They were the ones who knocked us out in the playoffs, unfortunately, so I wouldn't mind going through and just simulating that game quickly, see if we can get a little bit of revenge against them, as we are sitting with a positive record here in the preseason. Let's go up against the Kraken, jump into this one real quick, and see if we can get revenge. First period, 1 goal apiece. Wolski and Wright, nothing in the second. And the Kraken do take it. Shane Wright gets both goals as Seattle does win it. So one more game to get through here in the preseason before we wrap up today's video. Take a look at the stats and everything after this game as well here, as we finish the preseason 3 and 4. Again, preseason we never really seem to do great in, so not the end of the world here. Rantanen leading the team in points with 8. Right behind him is Zary. Wolski actually is third in team scoring, which is really good. Like, that's an awesome second round pick. Ginla with 5 as well. Love to see that. Higgins only has 3. But, you know, it's not horrible. It's just the preseason, whatever. And goaltending, Wolf, definitely not ideal numbers there. But I think this team has a very, very bright future. I think a lot of these guys are going to have good seasons into the next year, and then hopefully with a new coach and everything like that, we can take the next step and maybe win a couple of rounds in the playoffs here. With that being said, I think that's going to do it for today's episode. Next one, we will sim the first half of the 2026-27 season, kind of see where everything is standing, and then reevaluate. But that is going to do it for today's video. I'll see you all in the next one.